Mark here, the Action Figure-atorium, and this week I've been releasing videos on the Gaslands gang I created, the Brown Arrows, 4 sort of rusty brown cars based loosely on the Gaslands concept of taking a Hot Wheels car and turning it into a like a Mad Max apocalyptic monster machine. Anyways, the first episode I took the Simpsons car and turned it into the Throne of Bone. The second episode we took the Jetsons car and I showed how we turned it into the Space Evader. And this final episode we're going to take 2 more Hot Wheels cars, the Golden Arrow and the Balistik, and we're going to turn these into the Ribcage and the Spiky Doom. So, yeah. So, Gaslands cars, me and some friends, sometime around the end of 2018, grabbed a whole bunch of Hot Wheels cars one night, drilled them apart. We stripped the paint off them and made them all kind of fresh, shiny looking machines that we could do whatever we wanted to these things. And I took the Homer Simpson car first of all, and I sort of created a new sort of fleet ambassador vehicle, and then I took the Jetsons car and turned it into kind of a cool futuristic wastelands dune buggy. And these last 2 cars were just sort of made to kind of fill out the ranks. When you've got those first 2 that are that cool, you need a couple more to just kind of be sort of foot soldiers, sort of filler. So the first one that we're going to look at is the Golden Arrow that has been now dubbed the Ribcage because I put this cool skeleton ribcage on it. It also has the same sort of paint job as the other ones, the same colored browns and ochres and a little bit of black and a little bit of gray on there. I find makes it look sort of the most lived in, when the touch of gray there makes it look like it's sort of worn down the paint in that spot. Then of course you can always throw on some shields for the wheels. It's good to have some kind of covering, kind of like they did to tanks in World War II, the little side armor. It's good to have a something in the front as like a plow or a shield or a blocking device. So I extended the front of this with a cool kind of like a cow pusher, and of course there's some wire mesh on the hood there. There's this weird kind of galactic 2-barrel gun mounted on the hood. I like mounting guns on the hood because that way a guy could reach through the windshield spot and fire it. Of course, there is a driver inside this. I put drivers in all of them. The drivers came from these sort of 99-cent packs of little figures that are meant to go with like train sets. And of course, there's netting. Always looks cool on just about anything. And if you're making Gaslands cars, go out and get those the nets that like some fruit come in, or candies or cheese or things like that, and you can cut them up, you can stretch them, they'll take paint. Obviously quite cheap. You'll find that you can't use it all up, and I say throw in net whenever you can. So this is the Ribcage, originally a Hot Wheels Golden Arrow. And finally, the last vehicle in the gang, this is the Spiky Doom. This is basically a ballistic car that has a little bit of some kind of a weird plow on the front of it, so it can just ram through things. I also found a really cool little kind of sun emblem that might have been like an earring or something, and that's sort of on the front, but most people wouldn't be able to see it if you saw the car coming at you. On the back, of course, there is a cool sort of medieval spike, and the idea is that this guy would come at you full speed and slam on the brakes and swing the back around and hit you with the spike. Of course, two little people are in it driving it. I don't know if you can see the guy in there, but he's got his hands crossed like he's all upset. And there's like a woman there who looks like it's his girlfriend. He almost looks like he's some sort of like greaser from the 50s. Of course, the giant gun on the top that you could reach through the windshield and fire. Totally unrealistic, would probably knock the car, you know, flip it over on its top, knock it back. I think that's pretty funny. This car does roll. In fact, most of them do roll. I think the only one that doesn't roll as well is the Space Invader, the Jetsons car, because it has different wheels put onto it. I had to cut out the old wheels and put new ones in, and had to actually sort of carve away part of the car itself to get the wheels to be able to have enough access to roll, since they're so much larger than the original ones. But this one rolls pretty good. It's a pretty good stunt car, and I plan to do some videos with these guys, some sort of, you know, trekking across the wasteland, slow-mo videos or something, who knows. But that is the 4 cars of the Bronero gang. These are the first 4 Gaslands vehicles I've made, and I think they're pretty cool. It's pretty good for a start. I wanted to show off some of the weird little gadgets I have by, you know, like the claw arm and the crossbow, by including them on cars right away, but it's not necessarily about having a novelty gimmick weapon. It could be about something else, but no doubt that having a theme definitely helps. So if you enjoyed this, you know, leave, say, a comment saying what you liked about the cars or about the builds, or, you know, what else you think could be done. And if you're a Gaslands car builder, you know, post links to your stuff. Let's check out what you've got. It's a lot of fun making these, and I like seeing what other people are up to. So with that, I will catch you guys on the what they call the next one.